stand on the hill between the earth and sky. We here in the professional schools are down in the hill, in the front lines, breathing the air of engagement, privileged to live in and learn from the struggles of our people. The fourth note is a flashback to explain how the foregoing was arrived at in the planning process for the Congress. That planning process began with an activity called internal conversations, where selected representatives from administration, faculty, and students of the 4 APS units came together, reflected on, and discussed the meaning and challenge of being a professional for others in the front lines of nation building, illustrated and illuminated by the distinct vantage points of each of the 4 APS units. From this animated and insightful exercise emerged 3 realizations, which subsequently served to substantially shape the content and contour of this Congress. Those realizations are, first, the distinctive nature of the 4 Ateneo Professional Schools imposes on them a unique mandate to take a leadership role in leading the university to address the poverty challenge. Second, the renewal of the university's engagement to serve national purpose more directly, more urgently, and more robustly would perhaps be better served and better articulated by our partners working in the front lines throughout the land. And third, the imperative to provide an appropriate and effective staging area and vehicle by which the APS units could break new ground and jumpstart the Ateneo's renewed engagement of building the nation. If we are to do battle with an old, well-entrenched enemy and prevail, we need a new way of thinking, of feeling, and of engaging. All these realizations are what shape the character and color of the APS Sesquicentennial Congress of 29 January 2010. May I now then request all of our esteemed storytellers to please rise. Given all of the foregoing, you, my dear participants, please remain standing. You, my dear participants, will therefore understand why our storyteller partners constitute the heart and soul of this Congress. I have no doubt their stories will serve as stimulus to enlighten, inspire, disturb, and move all of us to action. Their lives in the front lines led us to them. Their generosity of heart hooked them into this Congress. What a thrill for us at the Ateneo to discover these kindred spirits as the university renews itself in the exhilarating task of building this nation. Thank you. And now, capture everything through this video.
The Ateneo's sesquicentennial logo is emblematic of the university's mission of forming men and women for others. It shines brightly behind the backdrop of the old Intramuros campus, which stands as the oldest symbol of the Ateneo as an educational institution. Lux in Domino, or Light of the Lord, tells of the indelible presence of Ateneans in the world. The Ateneo Way gathers the old and the new images into a single message of excellence, spirituality, and service to the nation for 150 years. The Blue Eagle, powerful and majestic, is the Ateneo's primary symbol of excellence. It is meant to inspire Ateneans to soar high and continually strive for the margins. It is a Jesuit phrase that means the more, and its roots are ascribed to St. Ignatius' exercise of doing more for Christ. He would encourage people around him during his time by asking, "What have I done for Christ? What am I doing for Christ? And what more can I do for Christ?" The cross and the offering of the self are two distinct themes of spirituality deeply ingrained in the Ateneo Way. In the background is St. Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Society of Jesus, whose commitment to finding God in all things continues to inspire Ateneans and the Jesuit community. The Jesuit founders have always embodied the spirit and the life that continue to inform and inspire the Society of Jesus. St. Ignatius' faith and devotion to the Magis, St. Francis Xavier's passion for service, and Blessed Peter Fear's friendship and cura personalis. The University Church of the Jesu, which is built on the highest point on campus, is also the community's central gathering place. It has hosted many celebrations and milestones of the Ateneo. From national hero Jose Rizal to its current batch of future leaders, Ateneo students and alumni have always sought to live out the university's commitment to building the nation through its outreach programs in housing, livelihood, health, teacher training, scholarship building, leadership formation, social and civic responsibility. The Ateneo has further deepened this commitment and engaged the national community. By building strong leaders and inspiring men and women to live and work in the service of the nation, the Ateneo continues the Jesuit founders' mission to bring Christ to the world to Christ, and continues to respond to the changing needs of the times. As our national hero Rizal is best known for his writings, political advocacy, and martyrdom, it is little known that while in exile in Dapitan, he did in fact engage in activities that were literally nation-building. He set up a water system that not only still functioned well 20 years later, and after more than a century, serves as a model for water systems in outlying areas in Mindanao and the Visayas. His other efforts focused on education, agriculture, fishing, and manufacturing. From where he stood all those years ago, Rizal understood something that has taken us a long time to learn. That to build a nation, we have to patiently build communities and towns, build schools and strengthen basic education, focus on public health and assure safe water and sanitation, be a social entrepreneur and develop livelihoods for people, benchmark with other countries and introduce relevant technology. Rizal would have understood that poverty is not simply the lack of material resources, but the lack of capacity as well in individuals and institutions. It is a lack that gives rise to a host of other ills.